some of my preseason predictions, some of my end season predictions, some of them were incredibly right and some of them were incredibly wrong. So I'm just gonna end the show with giving some of my takes that I was hella wrong about and some of the takes I was hella right about. Let's let me start where I was wrong. I'll say where I was wrong. I predicted that the Knicks were going to be god awful. I thought they were going to be trash. I didn't think that Tom Thibodeau was going to make a huge difference like that because we see what happens when he coached Milwaukee. I mean, not Milwaukee. We saw when he coached Minnesota and how that ended. We saw how it ended with the Bulls. And I was just like, I mean, yeah, Tom Thibodeau, he's going to run his players into the ground. Uh, Not to mention, I don't know if you remember, but New York was had a lot of scrutiny because they were supposed to get KD, they were supposed to get Kyrie. Hell, they traded Kristaps Porzingis because they were trying to make cap room for this too. They were pretty much saying, yeah, we gonna get him, and then they end up going to Brooklyn, and they end up getting what Taj Gibson and Julius Randle at the time. We're just like, bruh, these they suck. And then you look up today, Julius Randle could very well win the Most Improved Player. He made my All NBA second team. You have Emmanuel quickly. Derrick Rose has been incredible. R.J. Barrett has been incredible. Julius Randle, like I said, has been good, and Tom Thibodeau has been incredible as a coach. And like I said, as we speak today, they're sitting in the fourth spot, I believe. So I thought they were going to be horrible, and they turned out to be really good and exciting. They are a really good watch. You know, I've seen them. We've seen them play the Brooklyn Nets a couple times live, like as far as like on ESPN and stuff like that. They've been really good. So I can admit that I was hella wrong about the New York Knicks. Something I was right about. I said going into the season that Steph Curry was going to win the MVP. Now, I don't think he will, but he's most definitely having an MVP type season. Like I said, he's averaging he won the scoring title, averaging 32 points a game, averaging 6 rebounds, averaging 6 assists. With Steph Curry on the court, Golden State is, I think, the number one offense. And again, this is with, if you look at the roster, look at Golden State's roster and tell me without Steph Curry, would that be a number one overall offensive team? And Steph Curry, I understand it's the eighth seed, but Steph Curry got them to the eighth seed. And again, go look at that roster. I don't think Steph Curry will win the MVP, but I was right about he will most definitely have an MVP type season. And statistically, Steph Curry has had arguably his best season ever. So that's what I was right about. I was wrong about. I thought the Wizards would be top 4 in the East. I saw Bradley Beal, and I especially saw what he did last year. Of course, getting Russell Westbrook, getting some of the healthy. I mean, Thomas Bryant, getting Bortons. I just thought this would be the year that we would finish top 4. Now, I didn't foresee COVID hitting us like a freight train. I didn't foresee Russell Westbrook being, playing, I think, on a torn quad or something like that at the beginning of the year. I didn't foresee Bradley Beal's hamstring acting up on him. I didn't foresee none of that. I just thought with the talent that we had, well, this was Washington's year to be top 4. Now, Washington didn't make it to the play-in, and of course we saw what happened last night. But I thought Washington was going to be top 4. I mean, when you look on paper, and how they, especially towards the end of the season, they had arguably one of, if not the best backcourt in the league. I mean, one of your players averaged a triple-double in Russell Westbrook, and the other one finished second in scoring. I just thought. So I was wrong about that. I was right when I said that Brooklyn would be great offensively. And I was, now this was even before James Harden. When you looked at the players that they had before, the trade, you had KD, you had Kyrie, you had DeAndre Jordan. And I said, this team is going to be really good offensively, but defensively, how were they going to really stop anybody? I mean, you had Taurean Prince, and you also had Jared Allen, who was good, but you traded them away. And even with that, Taurean Prince, I don't think is going to give you big help. I don't think he's going to give you big crunch time minutes as a defender. And Jared Allen could do that, but that's just one player. And even with James Harden, like I said, I knew they were going to be great offensively, but they're horrible defensively, and I was right about that. I just want to say I was right. I was wrong. I said that Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid should separate. I think I said I thought Joel Embiid was going to be traded. I thought one of them should have been traded because I didn't think that they could play together. As we look up today, Ben Simmons is a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. Joel Embiid is a MVP candidate. Philly is the number 1 seed in the East, and they've only lost, like, with both of them on the floor, I think they've only lost like maybe 6 or 7 games. Like, that's how good they've been. And I was wrong. I don't know. I think a lot of it is due to coaching. Doc Rivers is coming definitely laid his imprint on it. And getting Daryl Morey definitely helps as well. But yeah, man, I was wrong. I did not think that. I thought that we saw the ceiling from Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. And I thought that both of them were kind of, because I always say, when you're great and you occupy the same space, it doesn't work, And I thought that their ceilings were they were each other's ceilings. As far as Ben Simmons is only going to be as good because he's playing alongside Joel Embiid and vice versa. But I was incredibly wrong about that. And lastly, I was right about Chris Paul. I knew that I said Chris Paul was going to make a huge difference for the Phoenix Suns. Now, I didn't think, when I say huge difference, I didn't think they would be second overall in the West. I thought they were going to make the playoffs because Chris Paul, his ability to make other players around him better is second to none. But I didn't think that, even though you had, you had Devin Booker, you have DeAndre Ayton, and players like that. I thought they were going to make the playoffs. You can go back. I said they were going to make the playoffs. I just didn't think they were going to be second. I thought they were going to be like 8th or something. So, but I was right with Chris Paul was going to make a huge difference, and he has. Like I said, I don't think they would be second overall in the West if it wasn't for the leadership and the playing style and and as good as Chris Paul is. So there's that, man. That's where I was wrong. I'm not always right. I like to think I am sometimes, but I'm not always right. And looking in hindsight, I'm wrong a lot more times than I'm right. But I will admit at times when I'm wrong, and I will definitely praise the times when I'm right. Because, why not? If nobody is going to be your cheerleader, you be your cheerleader. That's all I'm going to say about that.